morning, good afternoon, good evening, my people. How are you doing? Hoping you're doing great because I'm doing fantastic here. So I know I've covered a few topics about ways to come to the UK, reasons why people get their visa denied. And guys, if you haven't watched that, please look for that video. Yeah, there's one or two, three things to pick up and learn from it. So today, I would like us to talk about the good, the best, the good things, the best things about living in the UK. Yeah. So, guys, if you're an existing member, thank you so much for sticking around. If you are a new member or you are a returnee, please watch the content. If it's something you like, if it's the content you would like to keep seeing me do, please do consider subscribing. Yeah, share, comment, and so that we can continue with this journey. Anyway, guys. So, what is good? What is the best? How is life here? So, one, I would like to start with health system in England. The health system in England is amazing. Yeah, it doesn't matter if you work or you don't work, but you can walk in a hospital and you get treated. That is one thing that I like about being in the UK. Of course, yeah, if you're working, then you do pay your national insurance and so on and so forth. But again, if you're not working, then that doesn't mean you can't access health system. You just walk in, or you go to your GP, your doctor, and then you can either get referred, and if it's an emergency, you just walk in the referral hospitals and you get treated, and you don't get extra bills because you haven't been paying your taxes or so. So the NHS is a plus for me as a person living in the UK. That is the health-wise. And again, you find here they send you a letter for pap smear every 3 years. Every 3 years they send you the pap smear for you to get a pap smear test, and they encourage it to a point that if you don't respond, they call you. They call you to check what's going on and why are you not responding to their letter, or why don't you want to take the test. So definitely, if you're given that chance to go for those tests, then that means they can pick up any abnormalities at an earlier stage. Again, another thing I like about UK, and it's still in the healthcare sector. If you don't know, I'm originally Kenyan, and you find at the moment cancer it's deadly. Cancer back home is deadly, and it's taking a toll on families, and it's taking a lot of money from them, and it's sad what cancer can do to families. But one thing I like about it here is when you're diagnosed with cancer, the right medication is given, and if there's nothing that can be done about it, there is honesty about it, so that you can't. It can sound somehow kind of brutal, but if you know that nothing will be done, then you get to live your life to the fullest. You get to do what you're supposed to do. I know how it sounds, but where I would say, where I come from, we do not take death lightly, and sometimes the doctors might not even be in a position to tell you that you are on your last days or last months, if it makes sense. So with that, knowing you just have cancer, what people do, they raise money, and they can raise a lot of money, like 50,000 pounds, 60,000 pounds, and so on. And they take you to, for example, another country like India, so that you can go get treatment there. But what happens? Yes, you go get treatment, you are okay, you come back home, you are okay for 3-4 months, and then you're gone because the cancer had spread really bad. So what happens is your family might have taken a loan to take you there. It has exhausted their resources to take you there, but now you've left the family in a very worse situation. I know it doesn't sound, it does sound, you know, it depends how you take it, but sometimes honesty and knowing what is going on, it does help a little bit. And that is what is in you here in UK. At least you get to know how far is there anything that can be done, and so on and so forth. Okay, so the second thing I want to check on is education. I do like the UK education system. It's good, and that is what in Kenya it's called the international schools. And you find that they pay, and per term they pay equivalent of like, I think it's yearly or per term they pay equivalent of 10,000, the same education. But here that education is free for the children. So the children are provided with that kind of education. And when I used to go to school, I used to wear uniform. So I like it that UK has still kept that tradition. The children still wear uniform, and even in secondary school they still wear uniform. So I still like it that way. So I like that about UK. And after primary school, secondary school, in university, it's your choice not to go to university, because your education is paid for, but you might end up paying later, if it makes sense. So when you start earning, you pay back the money, but you have a choice to go to school and pursue any kind of career you want, and so on and so forth. And you don't have to worry about your tuition fee until you are working, and then you can start paying if you've surpassed the threshold they have put, that if you've surpassed this threshold, then you start paying a certain amount of your tuition fee back, or it's called the loan. You start paying the loan back. So because of that, because of the opportunities that they have provided to people, to children, to students, and so on, then that is something that I really appreciate about the UK. Our third one, I will check the work. The third one, I will check about work or jobs. And you know what? I like it because unless you are very particular, unless you are very choosy, you can never say you don't have a job in the UK. Yeah, I do understand at home in Kenya when people say that they're employed or there's no job opportunities, but here there is a lot of job opportunities. If you are not choosy, if your aim is to make it, if your aim is to meet your daily life expenses, then you should be able to get a job. And by that I mean that you can work in shops like Tesco, Lidl, restocking the shelves. You can work in warehouses. You can work as a cleaner. And remember, there is minimum wage. So even if you're a cleaner, you can be able to live a comfortable way of life, because there's minimum wage, and cleaning is a job like any other. You'll be surprised, because when you check for cleaning job, they're like, we prefer previous experience. Yes, and it's cleaning job. So it's a job like any other, and it should be respected. So there's cleaning jobs, there's warehouse job, there's restocking, there is jobs. As long as you're not choosing, before we come to being doctors, nurses, psychologists, psychiatrists, all those careers, there is jobs down here that you can work. Or you can, there's drivers, there's delivery drivers, there is truck HCGs, there's truck drivers, there is so many jobs, and you are paid well. I can't say it's a lot of money, but you are paid well enough to be able to maintain a normal way of life. So that's another thing I like about UK and I really appreciate. Another thing I like about UK is, you know, you have freedom. Freedom of expression. You can express yourself as long as you're not bullying, intimidating, or saying something to demean people. You have right of expression. Yes. Yeah, and no one will come and tell you you're not supposed to do it. You listen to people's opinion, so, and no one will judge you, or you won't be arrested because you aired your view. As long as you're not hurting, as long as your aim is not hurting people, then you should be able to talk about how you feel. Yeah. Another thing is how children are brought up. I know. This goes two ways. This goes two ways because children here have a lot of independence. They have a lot of rights. Yeah. So it depends how you take it, you as an individual. But children are a 5-year, 6, 7-year-old. They are able to sit down and tell you, you know, you hurt my feelings, mommy. Next time, please don't shout at me. If you told me this, yes, that's how it, like, here it's more of communication. But again, if you look at it, comparing to how we some of us were brought up, you find that independence, that right to be able to express themselves, it enables those children as they grow up, they are able to achieve a lot in life, because from the word go they were encouraged to be expressive, to be able to show, to be able to talk about their emotions, to be able to tell you if how they feel, if they feel that they have been things are not right. But somehow some of us, how we were brought up, like, you couldn't say if you are hurting, you couldn't even have the guts to talk to an adult and tell them probably, oh, you hurt my feeling, or what you did wasn't right. You can never do that. Yeah, you can never do that. So this one is a weighing thing. Their rights, for me, is a plus for children because they're small people, but they have everything an adult have, and they have the right to express themselves on how they feel. They have the right to be encouraged to grow as individual child and independent, so that they can achieve their purpose in life when they become grown-ups. So I like that about UK. Yeah. Another thing I like about UK is how they have built, like, I would say, if it's very hard in UK to tell someone, to tell that person is poor, that person did not eat last night, that person is on welfare, that person receives support from the government, that person is a millionaire, they will have a good job. Sometimes it's very, very difficult. That's because the houses are like the same type of the houses. The way they have built the houses is more of, if you come to my house, you'll find that there is heating. If you go to someone else, there's heating. The way they have built houses, it's not like you'll find them they're using charcoal to heat their house and me, I'm using heating. And also you find that some things in UK, they are necessity, not a luxury. What I mean is fridge, freezers, Wi-Fi, back in Kenya, you'll find that's a luxury thing. That is someone who has some money and so on. In UK, that's more of a necessity. Yeah, because we don't get to go to the shops every day, so we need our fridge and freezer to keep our stuff. Cars, you find like someone like me, I live in the country, so I need a car to move around. Otherwise, I won't even be able to go to work. So it's more of a necessity, not a luxury. Yeah, and because of that, you find that like cars, the moment that cars come out of the where they're sold, the cars start depreciating. So you will find you have a very good car, you have a good car, a second-hand car, but it's cheap. Yeah, so I can buy a car here for 400,000, 500,000, 500,000 Kenyan shillings, and the car is good, but that car, if it's taken back home, it will be twice or thrice that money, because there it's like a luxury, but here it's more of, you know, first it's the cars genuinely depreciates, so it will genuinely depreciate as you drive it, as time goes by. Yeah, but again, that car is a necessity. So most people don't drive cars because it's a luxury, or because, oh, they have got it, or they've got a lot of money. No, you drive a car because without that car you can't go to that work. So you better invest in a car so that you are able to go and find some money. Yeah. So another thing I like about UK is, as much as life is difficult here, there's bills left, right, center. But if you depending on your how you are in your life, if you can work, because again, let's consider that there's different family setup. So if I'm alone and I live alone, I'll just probably rent a room in someone's house. And then what happens? During the night, I will go for the whole night shift, come in the morning, sleep for 3-4 hours, go for another probably 6 hours and work, because I'm alone. Yeah. But if you have a family setup, that means you have to have a house. Like you live in a house, like you'll find, like if it's a family of father, mother, 2 children, so that is more of, you have to live in a 2-bedroom, 3-bedroom apartment, depending on the sex of your children. So if you have a boy and a girl, so most likely you have to live in a 3-bedroom house, because the boy needs their room, the girl needs their room, and mom and dad needs their room, right? So because of that, I would say yes, life can be, there's a demand for a lot of bills to be paid, but because of the job availability, I said, if you're not choosy, you can work and you can pay the bills, and still you can manage to do something of your life. You can manage to do something, can manage to grow your life. You can manage to do a little bit of investment. There is that chance, because the jobs are there if you are not choosy and if you're ready to work. So those are the few things I like about being in UK and living in UK. Guys, if you have more, you can comment down below. Let me know what I've left out. Let me know what you think about this topic. And until next time, bye.